You think you chose that iPhone. You didn't. Apple chose it for you. Every price, every tier, every trade-in offer that appears at exactly the right moment, none of it is guesswork. It is a system, built by behavioral economists, refined over 2 decades, and quietly running every time you stand in front of that product display. Here's what most people believe when they consider buying an Apple product. They believe they are making a rational decision based on features, quality, and value for money. That belief is exactly what the pricing system is built on. In 1984, psychologist Robert Cialdini published Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion, documenting how human decision-making becomes entirely predictable under the right conditions. Apple's pricing architecture applies Cialdini's findings at commercial scale, across hundreds of millions of customers. In every market on Earth, you are not choosing freely. You are choosing within a framework that was engineered, before you arrived, to produce one specific outcome. And that outcome is almost never the cheapest option on the page. Let's start with the first number you see: price anchoring. In 1974, Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky, 2 psychologists whose work would eventually earn Kahneman a Nobel Prize, published a study in the journal Science demonstrating that the first number a person encounters in any decision context becomes the fixed reference point against which every other number is measured. They called it the anchoring effect. Apple deploys it with surgical precision. When Apple launches a product lineup, the highest priced model appears first. $1,500, $2,000, sometimes more. By the time your eye reaches the $999 model, it feels reasonable. Not because it is reasonable, because your brain already accepted a higher number as the starting point. The anchor was set before you had a chance to think, but the anchor is only the beginning. Next, the decoy. In 1982, researchers Joel Huber, John Payne, and Christopher Puto published a landmark paper in the Journal of Consumer Research, documenting what they named the asymmetric dominance effect. Most people know it today as the decoy effect. Here is exactly how Apple uses it. 3 storage tiers: 128 gigabytes, 256, and 512. The middle tier is not designed to sell. It is designed to make the top tier look like the obvious choice, priced close enough to the top that the gap feels small, but with just enough less that choosing it feels like an unnecessary compromise. Dan Ariely of MIT, whose research on consumer decision-making is among the most replicated in behavioral economics, described this in Predictably Irrational as the most reliable mechanism for steering buyers toward a premium purchase without any feeling of pressure. You feel like you made the smart call. The smart call was the one Apple designed the lineup to produce. So why does Apple price at $999 instead of $1,000? Because of charm pricing. In 2003, economists Eric Anderson and Duncan Simar published a controlled study in quantitative marketing and economics, running identical products at round number prices and at prices ending in 9. Products priced ending in 9 outsold their equivalents by an average of 34%. Not because buyers couldn't do the math, because the human brain reads the leftmost digit first, and $999 is processed as 900, not 1,000. One digit, billions of dollars. But here's the mechanism that goes further. Monthly payment framing. Nobel laureate Richard Thaler, whose work on mental accounting earned him the Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences in 2017, documented precisely how this works. The human brain does not treat a $1,500 purchase and 24 monthly payments of $6,250 as financially equivalent, even when the total cost is identical. $62 a month feels like a subscription. A $1,500 purchase feels like a loss. Apple is not offering you a payment plan. It is removing the psychological friction between you and a decision you would otherwise not make. But here's the part nobody tells you. It goes deeper than the price tag. The ecosystem. Once you own an iPhone, an iPad, a MacBook, and an Apple Watch, leaving doesn't cost you the price of a replacement phone. It costs your photos, your messages, your purchased apps, your shared family libraries, and years of built-up muscle memory across every platform. Researchers at Harvard Business School who studied Apple's customer retention model found that ecosystem switching costs, the total psychological and practical friction of moving to a competing platform, function as an invisible price increase on every Apple product a customer ever buys after their first. You are not just buying a phone. You are buying deeper into a commitment that makes every future Apple product feel less like a choice and more like the only option. Then there is loss aversion, Kahneman and Tversky's prospect theory, published in Econometrica in 1979 and now cited over 100,000 times in academic literature, established that humans feel the pain of a loss approximately twice as intensely as the pleasure of an equivalent gain. Apple's marketing does not sell features. It sells what you will lose without them: a slower camera, a dimmer display, a battery that won't last your day. The upgrade is not positioned as an opportunity. It is positioned as a prevention of loss. And the upgrade cycle itself? A study published in the Journal of Consumer Psychology found that perceived obsolescence, the feeling that your device is outdated, is driven more powerfully by marketing framing than by any actual technical limitation. Your phone didn't get slower. Apple made sure the new one looked faster, by comparison. Engineered dissatisfaction. Sold as innovation. So here is the uncomfortable truth. Apple does not make the most technically advanced smartphone in the world. It makes the most psychologically sophisticated purchasing experience in the world. Every price is an anchor. Every tier is a decoy. Every monthly payment is a reframing of a loss. Every ecosystem feature is a switching cost wearing the clothes of a benefit. As Daniel Kahneman wrote in Thinking Fast and Slow, the confidence people have in their beliefs is not a measure of the quality of evidence. It is a measure of the coherence of the story the mind has constructed. Apple didn't just build a product, it built the story. And you bought both. Now that you see the architecture, here is what behavioral economists say you can do to work against it. First, always calculate the total cost, never the monthly payment. Nobel laureate Richard Thaler's research showed that consumers who converted any monthly offer back into its full purchase price before deciding were significantly less likely to choose a premium tier they had not originally intended. Write the full number before you decide. Second, wait 48 hours after any purchase impulse over $300. Dan Ariely's research at MIT found that the emotional arousal triggered by a product launch dissipates significantly within 48 hours, and with it, the urgency that drives premium selection. The product will still be there, the feeling usually won't. Third, calculate your switching cost before entering any ecosystem, not after. Harvard Business School research found that consumers who mapped their true switching cost before their first purchase spent measurably less over the following 5 years. The most expensive product in any ecosystem is almost always the first one. That's the logic they don't want you to see. Next week, we go deeper. Inside how McDonald's engineered a craving you cannot switch off, even when you know exactly what they're doing. Subscribe. Next week, we go deeper. The product will still be there. The feeling usually won't. Third,